What's up, guys, and welcome back to Football Freakout. We are a new NFL channel. My name is Danny, and today we're going to be talking about the teams that could actually take on Jamal Adams in a trade from the Jets. Let's go to the intro. So I'll start off today's video with the list of teams that Jamal Adams welcomed being traded to and asked the Jets GM Joe Douglas to be traded to. So first we got the Cowboys, Baltimore Ravens, Houston Texans, Kansas City Chiefs, Philadelphia Eagles, San Francisco 49ers, and the Seattle Seahawks. So if you can tell one pattern from them, they've all been pretty consistent in the playoffs. And I think Jamal Adams wants to go to a winner, which he certainly hasn't had in the Jets organization. And today we're going to be taking a look at what teams can actually, take him on and be good with him and turn him and win with him. So, I know I'm going to get a little thing out of the way here first. Now, just because the teams are not on that list doesn't mean that he won't be traded to them. It just means that Jamal Adams doesn't want to be traded to them. So, teams like Jacksonville and teams like maybe Tennessee even, or, I don't think they'll trade in division, but possibly New England, maybe Miami. But I think that mostly the teams on this list, obviously, the Jets will go for whatever makes them better as a franchise because, all in all, football is a business, and if the Jets see an offer that's better than any offer from any of these teams, then they're going to take it. But once again, obviously, Jamal Adams is not just going to... It's not like the MLB when, MLB players in the farm systems will be traded for a huge, great-name player, like a big-name player, in the middle of the year for a guy who will play 5 months and eventually hit free agency. No, teams don't do that because there's no farm system in the NFL, and no team is going to give up a good player for a 6th-round pick and be like, oh, you guys have a chance at winning it all, so we're going to help you. No player is ever going to do that because it's not a guarantee that they'll sign back. So, I think the first team that I'm going to talk about today is, first of all, I'll eliminate 2 teams out of this 7 list. So the 2 teams that I'm going to eliminate right away are the Baltimore Ravens and the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, I'm doing this because on those teams, Lamar Jackson wouldn't be a necessity. He would be a luxury. Unlike, possibly on the Cowboys or the Seattle Seahawks, who have no help in that defense, he would be a luxury for those 2 teams. And frankly, the Chiefs cannot afford him because he's going to have a big day contract coming up, and so is Patrick Mahomes. So the Chiefs can definitely not pay both Patrick Mahomes and Jamal Adams this year. So if the Chiefs were to take on Jamal Adams, they would just have him for a year and then he'd be gone. Which the Chiefs already have a great Super Bowl winning team. Now, you don't want to take on another player that's going to cost you cap space, for the coming years when you want to sign Patrick Mahomes back, and you want to like a couple weeks ago they were restructuring Sammy Watkins' deal because the Chiefs just don't have enough money to go out and get anybody big to get to the Super Bowl again. And I'm sure they will because they didn't lose anybody, but they're going to need to pay Mahomes this summer. So I don't see them getting Jamal Adams. And once again, now for Baltimore, I think they have their roster perfect now, and I can't see anything that they would give up that would be worth Jamal Adams that the Baltimore Ravens would be willing to give up, I mean, I think they're definitely not giving Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is untouchable by all means. Mark Ingram could possibly leave, but Mark Ingram is not good enough to get this generational talent in Jamal Adams. So I really just don't think that the Kansas City Chiefs or Baltimore Ravens are going to get him. On to the next team here. We're going to talk about both of the Texas teams, sorry. So we'll talk about the Houston Texans first. So the Houston Texans don't have anything to give up for Jamal Adams because they traded away DeAndre Hopkins in a horrible move in a horrible move, but now it's, they don't have anything else that they could trade away without making the team horrible. They're going to have to pay Deshaun Watson, so they don't want that cap space taken up by, Jamal Adams, and they just don't have anything to trade away from him because I feel that Deshaun Watson is untouchable, but with Bill O'Brien, you never know, and they don't have any other weapons that would be worth Jamal Adams. So I don't think they could go to them. Now the Cowboys are another team that Jamal Adams seems really interested in, but I don't see anything that the Cowboys are willing to give up. I mean, you've seen in the past, Jerry Jones will do anything to win, but I think he's got the perfect roster now, and, I think this year might be their year, and that's why they really wanted to go after Jamal Adams to get another piece for their Super Bowl run, because next year if Dak succeeds, they'll have to pay Dak, and they just won't have too much money with Amari Cooper, signing, and Zeke re-signing, and eventually they're going to have to pay Zach Martin again, and Tyron Smith, so I don't think they're willing to give away, a Zach Martin or a Tyron Smith or even a Lael Collins because they're especially not giving away Amari Cooper. I don't think they know that CeeDee Lamb is good enough to actually trade away Michael Gallup, and they're probably not going to, they're definitely not going to give away CeeDee Lamb because he's their future wide receiver, and they're never going to give away Ezekiel Elliott. I don't think they're going to give away Dak. And I don't think they would give away a Leighton Vander Esch. They wouldn't give away a Jalen Smith. They wouldn't give away a DeMarcus Lawrence. So they really have nobody to trade for him. I mean, I don't know if the Jets are looking for a first-round pick or they're looking for another generational talent. But on to the next teams. And the next couple teams actually do have a chance. So, the next couple teams are the Philadelphia Eagles, San Francisco 49ers, and the Seattle Seahawks. So, first we'll talk about the Eagles. So, the Eagles don't have many players on their offense that are going to be getting big contracts. Miles Sanders is still on a rookie deal. The only real player that they're actually paying a big deal on their offense is Carson Wentz. And on their defense, they have a lot of money, which I'm saying if any team were going to trade for him, they would either be in contention for a Super Bowl and had the cap space, which most of the teams who are in contention for a Super Bowl do not have the cap space, or it would be a team that can sign him back after this year and prepare for their future, which I think the Eagles have enough money to sign him back to a good deal after this season. So I think he could be traded there, and he would also improve that horrible cornerback set there. But I think also, the next team, San Francisco 49ers, I don't know about them because they're going to have to pay George Kittle soon, and eventually they're going to have to pay Nick Bosa. And eventually they're going to have to pay all these guys. So I don't know if he could really go there. But I feel like he would be a good fit there, even though they already have pretty good safeties. And now the team that I think has the most chance to get Jamal Adams out of the ones on his list, the Seattle Seahawks. So the Seattle Seahawks only have about 3 players that they're really locking up that they need to have next season to be good. And they've had these 3 players, all the years that they've been good. And it's Russell Wilson, it's Tyler Lockett, and it's Bobby Wagner. So I think if they just lock up those 3 guys, that won't take up all their cap space. You'll see here, let me show you right here. I think they are 17th in the NFL in terms of cap space. So they definitely have enough to get Jamal Adams this year and re-sign him back. And that defense, other than Bobby Wagner and a few other not key pieces, but decent pieces, is not what the Legion of Boom was. So, and that's what gave Seattle success. And now you can argue that the offense was pretty good too, but the Legion of Boom was what carried Seattle to the Super Bowl. It's what held Peyton Manning and the amazing Denver Broncos to 8 points in the Super Bowl. That's why they won. That's why they made it there. So that was every team that Jamal Adams put on his list. Once again, I'm not saying that Jamal Adams will get traded to any of these teams. It's definitely not a guarantee. Only thing I don't think is that he'll be traded in division, because it's a lot easier to play Jamal Adams, once every 4 years than twice every year. So that's what I think there. Once again, he doesn't specifically have to be traded to those teams. Joe Douglas will find whatever's best for the team, and he'll take that trade. So even if it's not any of those teams, I'm sure Jamal Adams will be happy getting out of the New York and, getting into a team that can win him a title. Because I feel like if he's suggesting these teams, he definitely wants to win a title. So thank you. This has been Football Freakout. If you're still watching, please like and subscribe. I hope you liked this video, and thanks for watching. Bye.